What's up, guys? It's your boy Jim Rat. I feel like I was here just a couple of minutes ago, but I actually slept and came right back to it. Beer time. I don't know. Oh, it is Saturday, but I won't be drinking. Getting drunk in the morning, getting drunk in the morning. All right, everyone's getting drunk this morning, I guess. Um, Not me. That would be a tragic situation if I was drinking alcohol right now. I wouldn't enjoy that. We got a lot going on. Let's just talk about it straight up. Let's not beat around the bush. First of all, Crypto in the Morning's live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern. Second of all, I streamed the Rollo Tomasi Richard Hart stream last night. Richard was kind enough to stay on that thing. He was definitely tired, but he was traveling or whatever. It was a banger. I really enjoyed it. Simplex, largest credit card on ramp in the United States, was approved. Hex was approved. Trust Wallet. Now it's easier to buy Hex. That's direct Hex to people's wallet from a credit card. I like it. I like it. I like it. Let me get some credit cards out. Dad, you hear that? I'm gonna get some credit cards out. Buy Hex. That sounds like a bad idea. Just kidding. That sounds like one of the greatest ideas ever. Anyway, that's not the point. That's just a joke. But I'm gonna pull up some of the clips from the stream, like 5 clips. Sam has not watched the stream, so understand when we're going through. This is Sam's reaction as well. It's kind of fun because Sam hasn't watched the stream, so like it's his initial reaction, my second reaction. There's a lot going on, guys. Bitcoin is S-curved out, weak sauce, so weak sauce. So weak sauce, bro. But way better than being in legacy finance. You got to give them that. That's all they got now. That's all Bitcoin's got. It's like it's better than legacy, just a little. But real quick, ksbt.tv/golf, guys. I'm going to be at the tournament. There's concerts, there's house parties, there's pool parties. I don't even know what the hell's going on anymore, but I'm going to be at everything. And I'm going to be shirtless, probably, at the pool party. Hopefully the shirt stays on at the golf course, but there are no guarantees when I'm on the feet, guys. KSB.TV presents the Pulse Masters Golf Tournament. We have 2 shotgun times, 7:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. Registration is 1 hour prior. The Concord course offers a 7,034-yard par 72 layout with Bermuda fairways and large greens. The spectator pass is $55. The individual golfer is $195. In the golf foursome, $750. Play Golf Network with others and win crypto prizes. September 5th, 2022. Contact us at ksbtv/golf. I love hearing myself talk. One thing Richard mentioned, and I want Sam to hear this while he can't respond so I can get the whole statement out because it's just off tangent, shouldn't even be said. But Richard was mentioning, so Rollo Tomasi mentioned, I was taking my cell phone out, and I was literally watching this just not so long ago, so I exactly remember. But he was like, I was taking my cell phone out while I was jet skiing on vacation, and I was wondering to myself, should I put my phone away? Should I just not record this because I want to enjoy the moment? Richard said that's absurd. He said that's stupid. He said record it, post it online, make more people affected. And the one thing that Richard's always stated that like a lot of people in my life would say, you don't want to be popular because that makes you narcissistic or whatever. But at the same time, it's like it's the same energy to be impactful. So you can either use it one way or the other, right? You can either be impactful or narcissistic. Being narcissistic, frankly, is annoying, and it's just not very fun. It's not productive at all. But he was like, take videos, post stuff, make your brand bigger, make your brand bigger, and make your brand bigger. Heck yeah, guys, let's go. Crypto in the Morning song, DeFi proof. Check this out. Bullish isn't here, so he's gonna be mad at me for doing this, but
folks. You tripping on them motherfucker.
You already know what time it is.
Crypt in the morning.
Crypt in the morning.
Crypt in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypt in the morning. Crypt in the morning.
Here to take notes.
Crypt in the morning.
Crypt in the morning.
Crypt in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypt in the morning. Crypt in the morning.
Here to take notes.
Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some hacks and I'm making a state. Got me some heads on, I'm making it rain. Pay me some maxi and that's just in case. Jim Red sent me to show you the way.
D5 Pro. Yeah.
Crypt in the morning.
Crypt in the morning.
Crypt in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypt in the morning. Crypt in the morning.
Here to take notes.
Crypt in the morning.
Crypt in the morning.
Crypt in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypt in the morning. Crypt in the morning.
Here to take notes.
What's good, brother? How you doing? I'm looking forward to this. I missed the stream last night from Richmond Park. So
Oh, did you? Oh, did you?
I did. I was
It was late as fuck, so don't worry.
I saw your clip on Instagram, I think it was, or TikTok, and I was like, oh, must have missed something out last night. And it sounds like there's some good stuff covered there, like another portal into crypto, another portal into Hex. What is that? That's bullish, and it's affecting everything. That's not necessarily.
Well, the United
affecting it
States,
this morning,
it's just the United States thing that was big. Like nobody cares about credit card on ramps. Nobody cares about any of that stuff. But for Hex in particular, lots of gatekeeping in the United States. It can be tricky on occasion. It can be tricky in the United States because their rules are a little bit more like, it's just long contract, a bunch of fucking words, a bunch of rules. They get you out of everything. USA Binance rather than regular Binance. They kind of like separate themselves in a way. So having a tunnel through that is fantastic. I'm going to play that clip before we get into the other clips. So we're going to just kind of break that news to everyone. If they haven't seen it, guys, this is breaking news.
That was great. Thanks.
What other coin communities handing out $500 like that?
I know. Thank you very, very much for that. I'm let's see what else. I got one more here. Oh, Sarah Davis want to know where you can buy Hex.
So there's hex.com/buy, but we also, I guess I'll be breaking this news here. Hex is approved for, I believe, the largest United States credit card on-ramp, which is called Simplex out of Israel. And you can buy Hex. So for instance, like if you're on Trust Wallet, you can buy Hex by credit card there. So if she's doing smaller amounts, you may get like 2 or 3% less, but in a smaller amount, you probably don't care that much. Or you'd rather just be convenient. I think that she could either follow the instructions on hex.com/buy or.
Oh, you're muted.
Not crazy news, but big news. I think it's bullish. I think they're breaking through. I think Hex is breaking through a little bit. It's punching through some of that noise because it is such a good product. Now, before we get into anything, I'm going to play like 4 different sections that are like 2 minutes each. And if something comes up, just let me know if you want to bring it up. But this is kind of some of the general ethos before they kind of went off into talking about other stuff.
Let me know if anybody's ever heard of Simplex before. It's probably like the back end or something of like a front end that people know of, but I don't know anything about
Wallet. Is Trust Wallet associated with it in some way? I think, or is that
I think Trust Wallet is the Binance wallet, I think.
We're going to look into that. Well, I was going to pull some of that stuff up. I didn't think it'd be hard to figure out because people have already made videos on it. So I'm going to just jump into some of that after. But for the people that missed the stream, I know it was a late one. I know we got some early birds in here. Let me make it so you don't have to go through the whole damn thing because they talk about sex and a lot of that stuff, but that's what the other guy does. So it makes sense. Like the other guy is like a author for like social dynamics and shit. Anyway, let's get into it. My first timestamp here was at 7:05. So let's go to 7:05 and boot.
was community. So I ran a Twitter space earlier today, about 2 hours worth. Most of the community participated. People that are Olympic medal winners, people that are actors, people outside of this community were asking questions. First highlight was, what was Hex? Why did it do what it did? Is it over for Hex because that's a 3-year-old product now? Or what's next for the Richard Hart community? So first question is really, what is Hex?
Sure. So Bitcoin went up from a penny to $69,000, a 690 million% increase in about 12 years. And it tried to be a currency. It failed entirely to do that, but accidentally did something that's more valuable, which is store value. Store value is more valuable than payment network or cash. So for instance, a year or two ago, the statistics were that there was about $7.2 trillion in time deposits and only about $5 trillion of printed cash. And therefore, the market that Hex addresses, the time deposit market, is larger than the market that Bitcoin tried to address and failed. So we do payment better. We're more secure. Our price performance is vastly superior. We're up 250-fold versus Bitcoin since January 5th of 2020. And this is after a big dip. It was 750-fold, but in the bear market, everything tends to drop a little bit. So for instance, Bitcoin dropped 75%, Ethereum dropped 85%, Hex dropped 95%. And when these things get back up, which one do you think is going to get back up the fastest and the farthest? So Hex's time deposit mechanic is...
He's like, no expectations, but can you guys read between the lines for a fucking minute now? Like, he's like, he's so sick of saying it. He's like, and we know it now, and it's almost more of a fact than anything. RH really is. RH is just like kind of letting you know how it works, but like, you have to know a lot for it to make sense. So he kind of breezes by it. But like I mentioned the same thing with Hedron. He actually brings up Hedron in this, by the way. And it's
he just is like checking his boxes, like, yeah, we're just so much better than everything else. This and this and this and this.
But I like the points he makes about Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is just a lot of these other things that are already out, but it has less. The only thing it has going for it is the name value, and that's not enough, in my opinion. It's like, what if Tesla only had the name and like Elon, but like they were gonna maybe come out with something in the future. And like everyone would just be like, he's rich, but he's just like, it's not going to be the future. He's not doing anything. So I just really fucking love Hex. I really fucking love Hex. I love Hex a really lot. And that's weird because I don't like a lot of shit like that.
It's awesome. I'm gaining a more of an appreciation for it as time goes on.
Everything that falls off and breaks and shatters, everyone loses. Sam's like, okay, they lost 500 million. They lost. They lost. I'm just gonna sit here for a minute, provide LP while everyone goes to zero, and make like $500 a day LPing while everyone in crypto is losing all their money. I mean, Sam, come on, dude. Like, dude, you're not only making that much money LPing, like that's okay. You're making money. That's great. The market is going fucking nuclear down. So it's like a double value prop to have these assets that you would hold anyway. And that's a big piece of it. These are two assets that generally you don't have to provide liquidity in assets you hold anyway, but you generally would want to, because you would want to be in a position where you wouldn't have an emotional moment if it swung one way, or else you're trading, right? Once it swings one way and you go crybaby mode, you're just trading. So you have to be in assets that you trust, in Ethereum and Hex. That's like the only way to fucking use the damn thing. So having those two assets and moving in between those, really crazy while we're in a downturn, because the value prop of $1 just changes a lot.
And as right now I'm building the position up, and when I get to a certain point in the position, then every month I'll be taking some of that and putting that into the future in Hex. So like not necessarily the whole amount, but I'll be taking some to put out there. I want to ramp up first the position. Once I get to where I have specific goals on where I want to hit these things, once I get to that goal, then I'm going to be taking some of that to purchase Hex and just not take it out of the LP, but just put it into the future from the earnings per month in LP, a portion of that to put into the future, stake that out in Hex, just because I like Hex.
One thing I was thinking about Hedron too is like, I just put the pieces together that a lot of the guys that dumped all their Hedron bought Hex with it. Yeah, I didn't even think about that because Hexo last night was like, I sold the top of Hedron, but I just bought Hex with it all. And I was like, well, you're going against the asset that shoots the other one straight up. I mean, it gets really deadly in a bull market, baby. I don't care about the price action in a bear market, to be honest. And, it's almost scary to me that Pulse Doge is even doing what it's doing in a bear market. I almost wish it wouldn't. I almost wish it would rely, and I'm not buying it, so I don't really care like that. But I'm like, it's almost a red flag. It's almost like there's manipulation here. And I'm not saying that from anyone. I'm not saying that about anyone in particular. I'm just thinking on my feet, right? Like, why is this meme coin with no utility at the moment that's really high in USD value going straight up with tight liquidity? It's because someone's manually doing it. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but you need a lot of manual power to keep that going and trust. It's like, I'm just trying to put pieces together as I go, because if this thing moons to the sky, I'll be like so confused, really, but like really excited.
But it could, but at the same time, I see that what you were talking about in terms of people want to buy a whole token, and at $8.80 is like, for a meme token that's expensive, right? At $80. Like, who the F is going to buy? And I'm not saying it can't get to $80. I'm not saying that, even because, like, you
can get to whatever.
Correct.
If the guys are rich enough to do it and have the want to. It's that want to piece where the value prop starts to slip once you get a couple hundred X's. It's like, come on, like, how rich do you have to get before you stop caring about Pulse Dogecoin?
Yeah, and especially if you have a lot of bags and you have 4,
and
5,
I'm
6
I'm just thinking, guys, this is just me thinking. I'm not talking shit about Pulse Dogecoin. I don't give a fuck. I don't know shit about random ass dog coins. So I'm just thinking, like, I don't know the truth. I don't know. All I know is there's a lot of people on shit saying, oh, price going up. And I'm like, I'm going to remember you motherfuckers if this shit dumps. I'm going to remember the fuck out of you. The fuck out of you. And it's not going to be fun for you to be hanging around the Hexaco ecosystem when I'm thinking about how many people you fucking shot on.
It's going to be
Let's
interesting.
Get back to it. I don't know what the fuck that rant was about, but whatever.
No, it'll be interesting. And then I pulled up something on Simplex on their site, so we can get into that if we want to later on.
Great.
Nobel Prize worthy, in my opinion, in that it's the first time people have ever locked up so much money for so long. The average stake length in Hex I used to brag about being 2.8 years, 3.8 years. Now I think it's 7 or 8 years now. When you have something that people buy, they don't sell, they lock it up for years and years and years, price tends to go up because it restricts supply and demand. The demand greatly exceeded the supply and still does, or it depends on what time frame you're looking at. But after a massive dip, a 10,000x increase, even if you dip 90%, it only cancels out 10x. So any 90%, if you look at Bitcoin, it's done a bunch of 85% dips, but it's still up 690 million % at the peak. And it's still up now, 2/3 of that or 1/3 of that or some very large number. And thus, if you look top down and just look at dips, you're crazy, because the majority of the chart is bottom up. The majority of the chart is up. Only occasionally do we do these down things. And I believe they're opportunities. I think there's people that sold their Bitcoin at 50 cents instead of buying it. I think there's people that sold their Bitcoin at 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. And now the price is higher than that. So, things that have product market fit, I think dips are opportunities.
So when you're talking
all right,
about
I'm gonna two more clips, and then we'll go to your article here. That I'm just doing some highlights for people because it was a long stream. It really was. There was a lot of conjecture between many parties. So there's
but I think this is good because there's probably a bunch of people who will watch this who did not watch that stream. So
yeah, and if you're gonna rewatch it, watch it on my shit. I like Rollo and I appreciate his books. He actually helped me a whole lot, and I should probably support him more. But I also streamed it, and my mustache and commentary and bicep flexing was off the chain. So I mean, that just only adds value, in my opinion.
the flexing is not on chain; it is off chain.
So Rollo's stream was like Bitcoin, and my stream was like Hex. It's like, you know, it's better, more secure, more.
It's better in so many ways. Just after
your
one
girlfriend's
after
going to
another.
be hotter, everything's going to be better. You're you know, the whole shebang. Let's go to my next timestamp here. We got 36:37.
These are good. I like how you cut this up, bro. That setup there looks like the same as Motley's setup. It looks like he might be in Puerto Rico.
I think he is in some sort of Motley's residence. So yes, that was a good eye. Good eye, Sam Stoll. Good eye.
I'm shocked I brought him on that show that one time.
Yeah, I was like, I was shocked he knew anything other past than Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then he just like,
Oh, real quick. I tweeted this out, guys. I want to retweet it before I get going again. I'm streaming like a maniac. I'm having a good time. Hex is now sponsoring a Barclays Premier team right on the front, the whole fucking front, which is really dope. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about this tweet right here that I'm about to drop in the chat, guys. If you like me, if you like Sam, if you like biceps, if you like crypto in the morning, if you like reality, if you like beating inflation on the daily while you sleep, retweet this out.
I just downloaded Trust Wallet while we were. I was thinking about that because I think testing out different things, like just to get a broader picture of like the,
makes you so much better, dude. Makes you so much better just to click through it, and then in a year when you have to click through it again, you're like, oh, I already did this. It's like the Trezor, dude. You do not want to F with the Trezor when things are mooning, or you'll poop your pants. You'll poop your pants.
I'm going to be probably this week purchasing a ledger just so that, because at some point I'm probably going to use a ledger. Well, I should do it now, right before all my shit's like.
Yeah, this is training mode. Training. Yeah. We are training for game day here. We got the Super Bowl coming up. Pulse chain lock. Don't care what anyone says. That's the Super Bowl. And there's going to be ARB. We want fiat. We want funds. I need liquid funds. And I don't want to be ratio trading. I want in. The next bull run. I want done.
It's over with.
Done. I am literally, my car is fucking broken again. I don't give a shit. I'm not spending shit except fucking Hex, and I'll be streaming all day fucking long. I do not give a rat's fuck. And then you'll all see it. In the next bull run, I'm done. Everyone's going to fucking see it because I'm preparing myself for years in advance. Years and years and years in advance. I've been preparing for a moment. I didn't know when the moment was. I know when the moment is now. It's very clear now.
Right now.
It's right. Well, it's happened. Like, we're in it.
We're in it.
We're in it. Like, I have not, there's never been a time in my life where I was in it. I'm in it now. You know what I mean? Like, it feels fucking great. Let's get back to this. Love motivating everyone in the morning.
Miguel, is Hex better than Bitcoin? And I was like, yeah, it is.
You were so caught in the headlights, though. I think the community was like, "Oh man, you should have told them 10,000 things that were so much better." But yeah,
no, I thought it was gonna be a way different conversation because, like, I was like, oh, hey, Robert, hey, what's going on, man? And then I was like, I was trying to bring hiccups to him, and then he just comes out of nowhere and hits me with that right hook.
Well, you have to think about it. Like, what are all these currencies really useful for? Really, you buy them, they go up in value. You sell them, and you're richer. That's our actual main utility.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that has the better price chart is probably the better thing to use. Now, there's exceptions. There's things that just go to zero. Scams. We don't like those. But we don't like anonymity. How are you going to get anonymity in Bitcoin? You can't. Yeah. You can pretend. You can try. You can do coin join.
This is really important for me personally, like this part, like for what the information I've been connecting with lately, because I don't want to shit on Bitcoin my whole life. If it's not necessary, I don't. But my lurking feeling, and I go with my gut, I'm not going to lie. I go on a limb sometimes with my feeling about this, with all the information from the last 2 years. I think Richard's right about Bitcoin. I used to think he was just shilling Hex, and now I'm starting to think he's just like kind of knows what Bitcoin is just a little bit as curved out. And how would I have that kind of insight? So here we're talking about some of those specific things that me and Sam would really like to know. Like, Sam, if I could use Bitcoin to be completely anonymous, I'd use it. Period. Because that's what I'm working towards, right? Like that's my future, right? And if I could use Bitcoin to be a part of that, I'd like to. But here's a good thing. Like I was watching this last night. I was like, oh wow, like classic GRC.
And coin mixing, also the crap that barely works and doesn't work. Or you can use Tornado.cash on Ethereum. So like you turn your hex into Ethereum, then you run your Ethereum through Tornado.cash. Now it's anonymous. And now you send it to the exchange. But mind you, some exchanges just shut you down after you do that. So choose your exchange wisely. Some exchanges just ban you if you ever mix your coins, even though mixing is the only way to maintain your privacy, and privacy is a human right. So if you use your rights, you get your account closed. A little gross, a little sucky.
Mm-hmm.
I got this from Hextex. He says, Richard's product, #Hex, allowed me to make the decision of being financially secure, and Pulse Chain is going to be a game changer for many willing to do their own research.
How about
we haven't been talking about Pulse Chain lately. I think we should do another conversation around Pulse Chain soon.
Especially delegated proof of stake and the nuance there, because I think I'm ready to learn all that stuff. I've probably heard it a million times, but you got to be ready to hear certain information. And at the time, I just didn't know enough about proof of stake, proof of work. And I'm getting there, I'm getting there. And I say I'm getting there because I would just like to be honest with people rather than fucking pretend that I know everything, because that's stupid. And it makes people hate you long term, unless you actually do know more than most in a subgroup. Course. But anyway, the whole point is, let's get to the next segment. And I think this might be the last one, or there's one more. So we broke the news for the Trust Wallet, and we're going to go into that after. And now we go to 4450.
And I found, while you're pulling up 4450, I found an article just from a couple of days ago. So Trust Wallet token. Did you know that Trust Wallet had its own token?
So that what they're being taught.
I did not know that. So we got that to look into potentially if we have time when this is.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm going to play one more part and then we'll.
Or two, whatever you said you might have two. That's perfect.
Yeah, I tried to find that Hedron part. It was so bullish. It was ridiculous. It was so ridiculously bullish. He brought up that Alex is a great founder and that he does really good code. And when he said that, I knew it. I knew it. I read people really good, I feel like sometimes. And I just was like, Alex is the man. He's going at this. He's really feeling himself. He's really putting out good work. When RH confirms somebody else is doing good work, in what reality does that ever happen?
And just bestows a lot of trust.
For no reason. Like,
Well, I mean, it's going to help his shit.
Well, no, he didn't have to bring it up, though. But he mentioned Alex. He mentioned how good his code was. He mentioned all that shit. And I was like, yep, that's what I want when I invest in a project. That's what I want to feel that way about the guy who wrote the code. I want to feel that way about the guys that are running the ship around there. I don't get fooled by price action. That's not going to fool me now. I'm a little too weathered for that. Come on.
As we continue to evolve in this space, like in DeFi and just the crypto world in general, people are going to continue to recognize the Hex and then design other projects. Like, think about all the projects that have launched in the last 8 months.
Maximum utility,
that
stuff they
don't
will
have
use, stuff that is important.
Playing in the background. That don't have admin keys, that have audited code, that have all the security has been beefed up just because of Hex. Like this is going to continue to expand throughout the rest of crypto as more and more people want higher levels of security, right? They don't want people to be able to fucking touch their shit and all that kind of stuff. So I love this. I love that this is evolving so quickly. But did you find that part you want to pull up in the rest of the interview thing?
Yes, sir.
Dope.
Later, and then they're like, he was right about everything. So
I got this one. What is Richard's opinion of James from the Invest Answers channel, who consistently calls Hex a scam, but also has promoted coins like Luna and loves Solana?
I think that I'm surrounded by people stupider than me.
Welcome to the manosphere.
and then I have to educate them, and then they're immune to the education until a year or two later, and then they're like, he was right about everything. So in this case, people seem to think that a token that only inflates has no value. But what does it do? It just inflates. You just get more of the same coin. Well, let's analyze that statement. What do humans do? They just inflate. They just make more of themselves. Well, I guess we disproved life. And what does Bitcoin do? It just inflates. It used to be 0 coins in 2009. And now there's 18 million coins or 19 million coins. It just inflates. And Ethereum just inflates. And Dogecoin just inflates. And everything just inflates. And you're like, wait a second. Maybe the best performing asset class of all time, which consists entirely of things that just inflate, trumps and beats your fan fiction theory of inflation bad. Maybe the market's smarter than you are. And so having an innovative product that serves a real world need of delaying gratification, which, by the way, is the key to all success in investment, the key to all success in personal development, doing the thing that is long-term smart instead of short-term smart, doing the thing that if you could have locked up your Bitcoin when it was.
You want to read that comment?
How am I supposed to? I was really vibing with this until I read your username.
Invest in silver.
I hope that's a joke.
You guys should learn how to.
No, but he's right. He's right. He or she is right. Yeah, you're right. No, 100%. That's part of the journey. I think at some point, again, if you get enough financial asset, at some point there's no reading you must be doing, because you have to be networking, really. Because once it gets to a scaly kind of situation, you like get out of that. I'm kind of hoping that I cross that bridge once I'm richer. Like I could have the time to learn all that stuff, but I just don't see the value prop when I have so many friends who are expert at it. Friends that I truly trust. You know what I mean? That are the guys that there is a premium there for me getting wrecked, but I'm just trying to learn slowly and enjoyably.
I would definitely like to gain a better understanding of Solidity, though, and the Golang and just coding and that in general. Not necessarily doing it all myself, but if you want to have a more, like, you're able to ask different questions sometimes by gaining a better understanding of things. Although you also have the ability to ask unique questions if you don't know anything about something, because you just don't know. So you're not like contaminated with the garbage that is existing.
The more you know, the more nuance you know, the further you're going to get to a point. There's a point there where you're just masturbating, but that's a way down the line. Like to the point where like guys in the bodybuilding industry will talk about like 240 grams of protein rather than 255. Like you got to be so far down the line for that to matter. Like so far, like to the pinnacle for 15 grams of protein to matter. Like the top, like that might matter for the top 3 guys in the world. You know what I mean? And it's the same here. At some point you get in that 90%, pick and choose what you're good at to be the best at. Like, I think I'm good at speaking and being out here and pushing. So I'm going to try and be the best at that, because I think it's and then everything else I'm going to also learn. But just like, as I go, never forget to learn about other stuff, but just optimize your time with like what's.
No, that's a good point.
Well, this is an important question. What do you mean when you say don't mess with Trezor when things are mooning? I meant to say don't mess with Trezor for the first time when things are mooning. Mess with it for the 15th time when things are mooning. You want to have done transactions with all the computers and all the hardware that you're going to use when you're doing transactions in real time. If you are traveling with crypto, you want to know what it's like to trade while you're traveling, even stuff like that, because things happen in cryptos and you got to be flexibles, because you're your own bank now and you're open 24/7, baby.
Question for people who are listening, or can you use, right? So this is a USB-C phone, right? So I've got USB-C. This is not an iPhone. Can you use a Treasure with your phone to do everything on your phone that you would with, say, a computer? Because I know some of the sites are not optimized for your phone, but you can still get through the sites on your phone. And then having your Treasure hooked up to your phone, because you just mentioned traveling, which made me think of this. If you're traveling, yes, you got to bring a computer, but if you want to do something and you could just plug the Treasure into your phone to do any transactions you want to do, that would be far more convenient. I'm just saying, I don't know if anybody's ever tested that. Let us know in the comments, please.
Right. Let's still play this for a little longer before we
Please.
go. Can you use a Treasure on your phone? I had no idea. That sounds weird, dude. I want to rob you just for saying that. Like, I want to. If I see someone with a Treasure in their phone, I'm just gonna retire and rob that motherfucker.
Hey, maybe when I get it in, I'll test it out.
But you know what I mean, though. Like, imagine seeing a dork on the street, like playing with this Treasure while you're walking by with your girl. You're like, dude, it's gonna get fucking smoked. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because especially if they figure out what Treasures are, I have a feeling we're a little before that time where if somebody was raiding your house, I don't even think they would know what a Treasure was.
I agree.
I don't think, but let's imagine that there's going to be a viral video where a dude runs out of a friggin' dude's house with 8 Treasures attached to his waistband and he's rolling down everyone. All the criminals are smart, dude. They're not stupid. They play alpha, but just on the illegal side where you go to jail.
Dollar, you would have got to ride it up to 20K, 60K, but instead you thought you were smart and sold it at 10 or 100 or 1,000. So we need delayed gratification. We need the monetization of the time value of money. These are successful products and legacy. There was no other version of them. It is truly innovative and more secure and more featureful and more price performative than Bitcoin. But somehow these idiots, they're just immune to it. Like I say, it's more secure than Bitcoin, and they just don't care about security. I say it's better price performance. They just don't care. I say it's got more features. They just don't care. They're just idiots. They're just like idiot maximalists. They prefer being stupid and broke. And you're just like, I don't know what Hex could possibly do better. It has worked 100% flawlessly while everything else around it has failed. It is more secure and designed to be more secure, and it's had more audits than Bitcoin has had, and it's had less failures, none. And like, how am I supposed to win harder? Price goes up 10,000x, operates flawless and perfectly, was given out for free to Bitcoin holders. What more do you want? It is awesome and amazing and perfect today. So.
All right, I got this one. Hexiest man in the world. Thank you for all you do, Richard. This community is incredible. I'll represent the best I can on the Hex golf team at the Pulse Masters, the first cryptocurrency golf tournament in history. Leave it to Hexicans to create another first.
He's not even kidding. Like, I think there's a Hex.
There actually is one.
Yeah, real. There's also like Hex shirts and some UK soccer team, like a professional one, like a big one.
Didn't we just have we just had a Red Pill Lions boxing match, right?
Mm-hmm, we did.
And then there was a NASCAR. It was like the slowest imaginable NASCAR. And then like we won the TX2K like fastest half mile race at like 233 miles an hour. The Hex Lambo. It's for sale now. I think you can buy it for $250,000. Or no, 1.5 million. I can't remember. It's got to be 1.5 million. I don't know why I said $250,000. That was very stupid. You can't buy the base car for $250,000, let alone one with like twin turbos and every imaginable upgrade. Yeah, there's Hexicans are people that are very wealthy and like to promote what they love, and we love Hex.
Homie Click says, Richard Hart, what are your thoughts on the rise of simp projects in the crypto space? I think we talked about that already, didn't we?
Place if everyone bought unique, innovative products with walled garden.
Simp projects.
Yeah, that's the NFT thing that they're doing on the show, I think. On the other end. He took it easy on him. But
yeah, he seemed far more chill and relaxed.
Well, he traveled all day and was like at his friggin' mom's crib, I think, or some shit. Like, he seemed like he'd been traveling. His mom seems like she's doing good, so that's all good. He said.
Yes.
Do you want to pull up that stuff about I kind of want to know what's going on with Trust Wallet here. I'm getting all sorts of DMs saying that it's garbage, but I know that because, and I would have assumed that, to be honest. But I think what people are forgetting is, guys, we're not talking about the rate here. I'm not talking about getting the best rate on Hex, right, Sam? I'm talking about
exactly,
ease of
correct.
access. I mean, we're literally just talking about ease of access. If someone were to buy Hex for the first time and they got a 20% rip, you know, people do that. Like, people do the things that are not the best sometimes, but they're scalable sometimes. Does you know what I mean?
Talking about the fees for a second, and then I have the article pulled up on. It's not Simplex, but it's Trust Wallet token, and I didn't realize that they even had a token. But getting back to the fees for a second, Coinbase, right? If you have money you're transferring from your bank account to Coinbase and you want ETH, right? They charge you a fee. Whereas if you go from Coinbase or from your bank to Coinbase and you get USDC, they don't charge you a fee. So I've been doing, I started with ETH and then like, okay, this is way too much. How can I do this cheaper? So I started to do it with USDC. And then instead of swapping from USDC to ETH on Coinbase, I just transfer it to my wallet. And then I go to Uniswap and trade, because say for 15 grand, it's like $150 or something like that in terms of fees. Or you can go to Uniswap and it's a lot cheaper than that to actually switch over from USDC to Ethereum or whatever. I just figured I would mention that. Crypto Gains Club also, did you see this from Crypto Gains Club? From experience, Sam, once your hardware wallet is connected, you just have to confirm the transactions with your hardware wallet. So I think somebody else had mentioned this too, Neem, in the chat, that you can use your hardware wallet with your phone. That's dope. That's convenient.
It's interesting for me. Like, again, when I think about all this stuff, the more the better, guys. I'm never on the side of save everyone. It doesn't work that way in my worldview. It just doesn't, Sam. And I don't know if that's wrong or if I should be more aggressive towards saving people. But the way that I feel, the way that I think is that all of this stuff's going to be available. Scams will always be available. Scams will always get you once, whether that's a stupid password scam on IG or it's a RuneScape scam. I learned back when I was 14 about certain scams because I got scammed all the time. I trusted people back then. I don't trust motherfuckers anymore. Period. Everyone's out to get your shit, and they will take your shit if it's legal.
And like, we don't do that. We don't think about this, and probably most of the people who are watching are not going to think about this. But there's literal scum out there that will pretend to be your friend to your face and literally steal from you. And
you have to interact with everyone as if they are that until they prove otherwise, for the most part. But you don't have to be mean. You just have to be like distant enough until the person like crosses
protect yourself.
Right, until that person crosses. That's why me and Sam always have decided, like, can we keep any financial stuff apart? Because we know exactly what happens early on when people do that. They just get fucking weird about it because there's a lot of value. Like, some days this happens. So I was like, can we just have fun with this? We'll do it for an hour. And it works out better until you gain trust over time, right? Like, you're like, oh, now we're friends. Now we're best friends. We hang out. We talk all the time. It changes, but you got to give it time. You can't just trust someone because they have money. Like, there's a lot of guys with a lot of influence that do hit that. There's a lot of people that realize that I'm in a position where I want to work, and they know that I'm willing to do it. And they hit me up to see, they get a feeler out to see if I could promote whatever they do. But 99 times out of 10, it would completely undercut everything I'm trying to do. So it's just the whole thing's a really interesting concept, like trust in general. Trust, like, it's all about, crypto is all about trust. Life is all about trust. At the end of the day, it's all about trust. There's no decentralized, nothing. It's just about which team has the best people in it. And like, Tesla has amazing people in it. Their employees are always raving. Their employees are always at the line at the door trying to get a new job or trying to get a job.
The top two places that engineers and people that are in AI name where they want to go when they leave school.
Tesla.
Used to, yeah, correct. Tesla and SpaceX.
I don't even know shit about the job market. I've never even been in the job market ever. I was a construction worker. That was the most cell tower builder. It was the most I ever got in. And I knew off the top of my head, without ever looking at anything about Tesla in specific, that people are lining up at that door to work there, because I would be, because that's where it's going down. That's where people are getting treated better to work less hours because they're actually working harder and there's some communication there still. I'm not saying it'll always be like that. 20 years, it could be scum. You know, nobody would be surprised if they turned over, but that's not where it's at now. That's not, and Bitcoin went the same thing. In the beginning, it was an innovative technology. It didn't work out, ended up having a different use case, and now a bunch of dumb plebs think it's the future. And I don't. I don't think the Honda's the future. Well, maybe not the Honda's, probably not the best. I don't think the GM is the future. Do you, Sam? They got a good truck, though. I'm sure I could get a truck from GM you enjoyed.
Yeah,
Right?
But I don't know. I personally, my belief on GM, Toyota, Ford, Stellantis, which is who owns Chrysler, and Fiat. I don't know if those companies are going to really be around to the same degree they are today, for sure. But
Yeah,
I
it
wouldn't be
costs 40
surprised.
grand for a fucking Camry. You better fucking believe they're priced out, baby. They're
But I
done.
also wouldn't be surprised if they like go bankrupt. Like one, if not several of those companies end up bankrupt and restructuring. Like the brand could
I
still
think
be
they got a
around.
cycle left.
Yeah, they could, but bro, shit is happening really quickly, and you see this stuff that's
But
coming out of there.
the plebs don't know it yet. I feel like we're like a year ahead, and then like the market's probably like a year behind. So it's probably like 2 years of premium there. But this has been amazing. We have 8 more minutes left, and I think we're gonna dive more into Trust Wallet.
Quick, we can
Yeah.
just go through.
I'd love to. Trust Wallet token price prediction. Can it sustain the breakout? When was this?
I didn't realize it was a price prediction thing. I wanted to actually just learn more about it, but we can get into this. Can it sustain the breakout?
The saying, not your keys, not your crypto, has populated the crypto side of the internet as some seek to avoid centralized exchanges, yes, and their custodial methods, yes. But opting for a decentralized wallet can be complicated. Trust Wallet was set up to be a simple platform for storing cryptocurrency with all users responsible for their own keys. It designed its token to encourage investors. Recently, TWT has been rallying as Binance is running a trading competition with Trust Wallet. What is Trust Wallet? Trust Wallet is on a mission to become the easiest to use cryptocurrency interface. They're on a mission. Wonder why they're going to Hex or available. They're making themselves available to good cryptocurrencies that are gate kept. That's bullish. Users, because that means they're learning. Users are because they, blah, blah, blah.
Why was the iPhone so successful to start with at the beginning? Because it was a brand new thing and it was so easy for people to use. It was
they were wondering how that baby would scale. Remember they were wondering how the cell phone would scale. They're like, it won't scale. Everyone's got one at home. Everyone's got a Bitcoin at home. That's not going to scale. Everyone's got a whole Bitcoin. All right, scroll down. Oh yeah. So the Trust Wallet website. Okay, users are able to send, receive, stake cryptocurrencies from their smartphone. The Trust Wallet website boasts that users can buy Bitcoin, BTC, USD in under 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's
so
about
it's interesting.
normal.
It's interesting. We'll read through this, but if you could use the wallet to access crypto and pay a higher fee, you'll be like, fees are bad. But
why don't we do, since we were talking about understanding the episode for tomorrow, why don't we just do a Trust Wallet and Simplex deep dive tomorrow?
That works perfectly for me.
And then we can not leave people without information, because this isn't like critical information to anyone, because we're going sideways. This is focus time, guys. Focus up. Put the social shit to the side if that's a problem for you. Put some of the wasteful time away. Do some work. Sit at your desk a lot. Learn.
But think about this for a second from whether it's Trust Wallet or some other wallet. If you can download Trust Wallet or MetaMask and then go in there and purchase something and you have to pay a larger fee to purchase that cryptocurrency, think about what that does from a KYC standpoint. If I can go in there and purchase something and I don't have to KYC, I don't have to give my name, I don't have to give any of that BS there, and I'm able to purchase some cryptocurrency this way. Think about you can get around Coinbase. You could get around the KYC to get into crypto using your credit card, which yes has more costs to it, but so does KYC. KYC has a cost to it. It's giving up your privacy, giving up all your information. Using a centralized exchange has a cost to it, right? We've seen this play out time and time again. So even if it is a little bit higher cost, that could be super beneficial for people who really value the privacy to get out of it, because you can also use like probably prepaid cards or set them up in other ways.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was thinking about. I was already thinking about the prepaid shit. I was like, you can, because there's anonymous, again, rabbit hole. We'll talk about the specifics tomorrow. We'll dive into it deep tomorrow, guys. All the KYC, all the everything. If there's any ways around anything, because privacy is a human right, believe it or not. I know you don't feel like it is, mom and dad. Necessarily, you think it might be for the better of the people that they don't have privacy. But I promise you, in the long run, look what's happening. There is no trust anymore. There is no privacy. It is going to implode at some point. Why don't we let it implode on some of the best technologies in the world rather than on centralized scummetry? Cha-cha. Guys, it's been amazing. What an amazing day. The stream last night was awesome. There was like 150 in chat the whole time. You guys have been being amazing. Please like, subscribe, retweet, do all the shit. I really appreciate everyone. It's been super fun. I'm not afraid to stream again, guys. It's a Saturday and I'm chilling here. My car is fucked. So I'll be doing push-ups and pull-ups, baby. Let's do it, guys. Everyone have a great day. I'm going to leave you with a little hex jingle wingle from DeFi Proof, guys. The greatest DeFi rapper in the history of the world. Have a great day.
Young folks, you tripping on them motherfucker.
Richard Heart. Richard Heart.
Bought my hex from the fucking start. Point one every day we mark. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Checking my MetaMask moving. Look at the hex, he is mooning. Looking at wives they be choosing. Peter is why they be losing. Pull chains out and they'll get me a check. He's gas up and got me a mess. Remember the times he died collect. Hex I been eating, I'm dying in the